what's up guys? Welcome to week number 2 in our series, Gifted. Last week we talked about the idea that all of you have been given a spiritual gift. This week we're going to continue in that series and we're going to talk about how your gifts are surrounded by your heart, your passions, and even the abilities that God has given us. Now we're here today and I've got my friend Greg. Greg and I are here today because we have been asked to come out and try out with Tag's World Gymnastics, and we're here because they kind of need some help with their gymnastics team, and so we're excited about just seeing what kind of abilities we have here in gymnastics. Let's do this.
A little bit dizzy.
Brad Luter on the parallel bars.
Hey, what's up guys? My friend Greg here is fixing to try to attempt one of the hardest feats in gymnastics. That feat is on the steel rings and it's the iron cross. You ready, bro?
I'm ready. All right, let's go.
Greg Walker on the iron rings.
This is tough, guys. It is really hot in here.
Awesome. Greg, dude, the iron cross on the steel rings, the most impressive thing I've ever seen. There's no doubt we're going to make this team.
I don't know, man. Your floor exercise is pretty good.
I'll see you on the floor.
Brad Luter on the floor routine.
Brad's floor routine is awesome. His form is bordering perfection. It's really just inspiring for me as a gymnast, just be able to sit here and look at him and watch the things that he's able to do. So he's in progress right now. You guys have got to check this out. Absolutely unbelievable. Woo! Yeah! What I'm talking about. Chest bump, chest bump.
Guys, as you can see, and I don't mean to brag, my floor routine's pretty awesome. And I really think that if there's one thing that'll keep us from making this team is Greg's floor routine. I'm really not sure his abilities are gonna be able to handle it on the floor routine, but we're gonna check it out anyway. We're just gonna cross our fingers and hope and pray that Greg can pull it off.
Greg Walker, floor routine.
Dude, I blew it.
You didn't blow it, Gregory. You didn't blow it.
We're not gonna make the squad.
Listen, we're gonna make the team. My routine was so much better than yours. I'm sure it'll make up for you. I'm sure it will. Let's go, little fella.
Thank you for holding me in your bosom.
I think we did pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying that we're the best or anything, but
I like our chances. I'm definitely going to throw that out there for everyone to hear. I like our chances.
I think we made the team. I mean, I think my floor routine definitely was probably the nail in the coffin. I mean, your iron cross is great. Your tumble track over there was pretty par, but
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty amazing on the rings, though.
You are amazing.
I mean, come on.
We made this team.
Come on, yeah, we got it.
We're gymnasts.
We got it.
We'll see you guys.
This is our gift.
NBC, ABC, 2012.
London. Woo!
I hate to break it to Brad and Greg, but their ability isn't really in the sport of gymnastics, and there's no way, I've been doing this too long, that they're not going to make our squad or the Olympic squad. Maybe they might make it to the circus is about all they'll make it to.
Where you go? Dude, what's up?
Guys, as you can see, there's no doubt that we would never make any kind of gymnastics team. We don't have the ability to do it, and probably even more important to that, we don't have the heart or the passion to even get better at it. We're looking at this idea about you having a spiritual gift, and last week we talked about the fact that you are gifted. And this week we want to continue thinking through that process, but instead of really focusing on what your spiritual gifts are, even though we're going to give you a spiritual gifts test this morning so that you can start thinking about what possibly your gifts may be, we want you to start thinking about your abilities. We want you to start thinking about your passions. What is it that you love to do? And once you find out what you love to do based on your spiritual gifts, we want you to just unleash into this student ministry. We want you to unleash into Real Life Fellowship. We want you to unleash onto your campuses using the abilities God's given you, the gifts God's given you, and the passions that God has given you in your heart. You can kind of go two ways with this. You can be someone that says, you know what? I'm not going to use any of my gifts. I'm not going to use any of my abilities. I'm not going to use any of my passions or my desires for Christ. I'm going to use them for something else. Or you can be somebody over here who says, you know what? I'm ready to do this. There's a passage in Matthew chapter 25. It's a great story that I believe applies to a lot of us. And it really unpacks the two types of people that are in the room. This guy, he goes to his servants and he's got 3 of them, and he decides he's going to give his servants talent. So he takes one guy and he gives him 5 talents. He goes to his next servant and he gives him 2 talents. Then he goes to another guy and he gives him 1 talent. And the Bible says he gave them the amount of talents based on their abilities. And so we have this one guy who's got 5 talents. As soon as he gets the 5 talents, he goes out and he turns the 5 talents into 10 talents. He multiplies his talents. Then you have another guy who got the 2 talents. He goes out and immediately he takes the 2 talents and he turns them into 4 talents. Again, he doubles his talents. But then you had this guy over here who got the 1 talent. He takes his 1 talent, he walks down the street somewhere, he digs a hole, and he buries it in the ground and leaves it there. Well, then when it came time to talk to the master and show the master what they had done with his talents, with his money, with the gift that he'd given him, the guy with the 5 talents says, "Master, I doubled your money." The guy with the 2 talents comes back and says, "Master, I doubled your money." Then you have this other guy says, "Master, listen, I wanted to protect the 1 talent you gave me, so what I did is I went over here and I buried it in the ground." And so I can see in these 3 guys, 2 types of people. There are some of you, man, you're gifted, you're talented, you know it, and you're going to use it. But then there's some of you, you're going to take a spiritual gifts test. You're going to see what your spiritual gifts are. You're going to look and see what your talents are and what your gifts are. But man, you're just going to bury them in a hole, and you're not going to use them at all according to the abilities that God has given you. This morning, we really want you to think about this. We want you to think about the fact that you're gifted, you have a spiritual gift, you have abilities, you have passions, and our desire is to take those abilities, take those passions, those spiritual gifts, and channel them into not only our student ministry, not only in Real Life Fellowship, but in your community and your campus. And so here's the question for you this morning, students. Are you ready and are you willing to take the talents that God has given you and to multiply them and make them incredible tools for God's kingdom?
Dude, we pretty much just own this gym.
No doubt, dude. They should call this Grabs Gymnastics.
Grabs World Gymnastics. Dude, that's the future, man. Dude, I just realized this. We are the future.